So guys, can you hear me? One second, I'm just gonna check. Yes, you can hear me. So I'm just gonna go into let's check out the picks and bans, and it's gonna be a Feral Druid banned first from Evil Geniuses, and Nafig from the Beach banning the lock. Really wanna know what they wanna. They wanna really shut down Azael, even though it's kinda useless. I don't really think they need to do that, and it seems like it's gonna be almost the same. It's gonna be the same picks and bans for at least Evil Geniuses, but Nafig from the Beach picking that Affliction Warlock, which is interesting. He doesn't have a Feral Druid to play with. He doesn't have an LE to play with. I'm guessing he's gonna play with either a DK or the Mage. And to be honest, the DK team was so strong. I don't know. It's gonna be Resto Shaman for now, so it's gonna be either MLS or a DK Lock Shaman. To be honest, none of these comps should have any chance versus this comp. So they're just Evil Genius just running that Super 1 Phantom comp again. But maybe like Nafig from the Beach knows Evil Genius wants to run this comp again. So they're like, hey, we know what to play. We know what to do versus them now. If we play Shadow Cleaver MLS, we'll destroy them.
I think it's a smart move on Team EG's part to pick their healer last, so they can see what they're going to be dealing with, and then so they can see what they're going to be playing against MLS or DK Lock. Because if they're playing against DK Lock, they're going to want a healer that can deal with spread pressure a lot more. Whereas if it's against Mage
Lock, they're
Lock,
not going to be able to see it. They're not going to be able to see it until that. And it's going to be double Shaman Feral. CD is way more comfortable on that Resto Shaman, but that Shadow Cleave is kind of strong against Resto Shaman teams, as they can just grip them in, do their fixate, do a double grip into the open, do a fixate on them, and just get as much pressure as possible. I mean, he has a lot of support from the Feral and the Elemental Shaman, but still, I think the Lock for DK Shadow Cleave team has a fair chance of taking this.
yeah, I mean, we're going to have to see how well Sea-Doo can actually deal with the spread pressure, as well as what help he can get from Yips and Talbadar, because if Talbadar can get nice healing streams and a really strong healing tied out, it's going to be a lot easier for Sea-Doo to keep his team up here.
Yeah. So, I think actually the Holy Priest would be a better pick. I'm not sure. That's what I would guess, because they would also have a lot of problems killing off the Lightwell.
That's true, but I guess Sea-Doo just feels so confident on Shaman just keeping everyone up.
Yeah, but that's the thing, it's not gonna even matter. Like, they're so vulnerable. I mean, sure, double tremor and stuff is great, but
they have got the Feral Peels to shut down like the DK off Talbadar or Resto Shaman though, so he should be able to get cast off, assuming they can heal him for long enough.
Yeah, so we're just gonna see if we're gonna be Alliance or Horde.
I do think once they've seen the double Shaman pick though, that Warlock must just be thinking, yeah, I'm never getting a casted fear off against CD. And if I do,
so, if I
it's
was
just
him,
too many tremors.
Yeah, if I was him, I would probably go maybe like probably Shadow for the difficult, just to have that extra stun over the.
Yeah, because with Howl of Terror, yeah, it's a nice ability, but against double tremor, along with double grounding and double shear, he's not going to get casted fears out, which means that even if he forces the one tremor with Howl, a casted fear is going to get the second if he can get one through, and then the first one will be back up again. So I think we might see him run with something like Death Coil, because that way you can either his pet for Spell Lock or sack his pet for the Spell Lock, and then they can have the DK Asphyxiate into a coil, into a blanket on Sea-Doo with a nice swap, and that could work really well for them.
Yep. So I'm gonna be Alliance. I don't know if you're in my group or where you are.
No, I'm in Sea-Doo's. I'm in EG's group.
Okay. So, just being picked up here. But the guys that me and Azael hate, it's just a joke. We're just trolling each other. We're doing it all the time. we're just saying like we're trolling each other that both teams suck and everything like that. So it's nothing serious. We're just trolling. I'm serious, not trolling, sure. Okay, I'm serious, you're bad. You're dog shit luck. Rylez, why picking against EG? I'm not picking against EG all the time, guys, I'm just trolling. We're gonna be able to join up, just getting killed off and everything like that.
I think it'll be interesting to see what what Yips and Talbot do with their symbiosis here, because Talbot should be getting solar beam from it. So interesting to see what they do with that.
Look at this bad Ellie. Can't even kill off a naked rogue. That's problems. So the chain of CDU. And so countdown has begun. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're gonna go in, guys. So we're gonna see if this double shaman of EG is gonna be enough to take down his shadow cleave. Feraldry is kind of a counter of for DK, so we're gonna see how it's gonna work out for them. If they're gonna be able to do the swaps as I talked about on CDU, grip into fixate, and just get all the walls pressure on the CDU. CDU is actually playing like the kind of EU's playstyle, learning from EU, you know. Doing them dispels and dots early on, but here's the Shadow Fury on the Warlock. As I said, he might playing Shadow Fury because he doesn't even try to get those fears. But look at his pressure. Nathan from the beach has like Talbot on 30% HP, Yips so low HP as well. Cedar has a lot of catching up to do, but look at Evil as well, he's low HP. Kalak's like in a full hex here. I think it was NS hex from Talbot, I'm not just sure, but Yips and Talbot are just so low on HP. But same with Armat, as Kalak was stuck in a full hex into a full cyclone here. So they're in a little bit of trouble, has a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, and straight away we see Yips really pushing in onto this Warlock, not letting forces a trinket from RPG Superstar, disorient on that though, so the Warlock might just go down here, down to 4%, 7%, Spirit Link does come out, able to get that off just before, but Cedu's team need to get some healing. Blanket CS from Cedu there, not sure if that actually hit or not, but that was a healing stream. Talbot might need to help as well. Out comes Talbot's here in the stream, and he is going to cast heals on Cedu, picking him up, he's going to be fine. You need to hide your character, by the way.
Huh? Oh yeah. Yeah, it does.
So DK, yeah, Evil DK going to be the target right now for Blaster Badar. Blaster Badar drops into about 4% before the AMS comes out. Cedu's team also at about 70%. He needs to get some multi-healing out, but this team doing a great job keeping it up, keeping his team up right now. Just casting healing surges. His mana's not looking too good though. Cedu's doing a great job keeping his mana high. As Yips looks at Warlock's going to be his main target for the time being, not wanting to let him get too many casts out. Blanket beam onto the DK there, was on the Warlock as well, but the Warlock able to get out of that, fakes the wind shear. Full Cyclone onto RPG Superstar right now though. Warlock casting a Fear onto Yips, does land, able to get him off him just for a second. Cedu just pushing in a little bit to get those heals out, casting a healing surge, does get put into an asphyxia though, could be in a lot of trouble here, has got Soul Reaper on him right now, so if that he's able to get the full damage off, which it doesn't, he's going to be just fine for the time being. Looks like Blaster, but Talbot doing a great job keeping Evil DK just a little bit wary, forcing him to go on him. But spell lock onto Talbot there, so he looks like he's going to be fine. Gibbs in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, and he's on 50% HP, but also what to remember is Nafig on the beach overlapped Spirit Link, and they also overlapped the Dark Bludgeon, and it doesn't have Dark Bludgeon available, so Cal Aramat just might drop here because they actually overlapped these cooldowns, and that's gonna be it. Using the shield was way too late, even though they had a lot of pressure coming in, and to be honest, just gonna say, like, this overlapping on Link, Trinket, and Dark Bludgeon was gonna cost them the game maybe, and it happened right when I was gonna say it, so...
yeah, I think,
overlap there was maybe
I think that was
big.
really well played by EG though. Even when they were quite low themselves, Sea-Doo, I assume it's Sea-Doo since he's just such a lets everyone know all the time when they're fine, letting his team know he can push in and get the pressure, knowing he's going to be able to keep them alive, even pushed in. So really well played by Team EG there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good job by them, but also a nice job by capitalizing on Nafig from the Beach mistake by overlapping cities. So good job by them. I don't think Nafig from the Beach did a bad game at all. Like they had so much pressure on the Evil Genius team. I just feel like they need to just know the overlap CDs and stuff, and I think they can have a way more real game kinda.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did a great. Talbot did a great job as well. Whenever they switched to CD, which they tried to do a couple of times, Talbot did a great job throughout the healing stream straight away. Started casting those healing surges during the asphyxia, kind of nullifying that swap really.
Yeah. So that's gonna be 1-0 for Team EG, and it's gonna be a match point for Team EG right here. So. And what's the name of the add-on that you guys need to actually have the expected UI?
Arena Live.
So guys, we're actually gonna have in Blockstack coming in soon as well to commentate, probably after this series. After this game, EG versus Nafig on the Beach, then I think Blockstack is gonna come in. So that's gonna be interesting. Having some insight from Blockstack, as he is the Warlock from Toxic Youth. Gates has been opened, so we can actually join up now. Just gonna look into Talbodar and to actually dagger off that Earth Shield.
You need to turn class colors on nameplates, by the way.
I have done it, it doesn't work or some shit.
Okay.
Actually I didn't, fuck my life. Oh. That's
That's probably why it doesn't work then.
Yeah, no, I thought, and I tried to do it in some other way, but whatever. I thought I'd done it. Countdown has begun. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're gonna go into match point for Team EG. So it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna see what's gonna happen here. Demon Gateway has been used. He got a gateway for Armat, which should
Death
be
and Decay knocking Yips out though, so great play by Evil DK there. Looks like he is going to be the target for the time being, forcing the rest of Shaman's push in. Dark Soul out already though, so he's going to be getting dots up that are going to be quite deadly. Tawada does use his solar beam there. Sea-Doo going to be the main target for the time being. It has got a huge amount of necrotic on Gargoyle coming out as well. Looks like he's going to be fine now though. Did use a healing tide there. Clone onto the rest of Shaman here. He does trinket there. Pleasure in a huge amount of trouble, down to 20% gateways away, but Talbot are in a lot of trouble as well. Entire Team EG having to pull back as they're all in a little bit of trouble, but looks like Evil DK going to be the target, but he can gateway out at any time he needs to.
Yeah, and seems like this Nafig on the beach is doing a lot of good spread pressure, but the single target pressure from Nafig, so from EG is too much. Like 1 CC on Kalak is just too much. Armat is going to drop each time. They have to use something each time. So, I mean, last CC on Kalak, they actually had to use the healing cooldowns, and they had to use Trinket on Kalak.
Yip's in a lot of trouble right now, though, as he's having to pull back, can't really take too much damage. Sea-Doo really needs to get some heals out right now, but doing a great job shutting him down, not letting him cast, really. Did have a blanket counterspell on him right now. Has got Manside down as well. Cast a healing to surge on himself. Looks like he's going to be fine now. Yips is the main target right now. Has a huge amount of necrotic. Does have to use Might of Ursoc, and I believe gets NS there. So
look at Armat. Yes, Dark Budgeon actually on 80% HP. He almost could trip down without using anything. He's Dark Budgeon, and Kalak stuck in a full clone here. I think he's just going to go down here. Armat
going to have a huge amount of damage on him from that Dark Bargain. Looks like it's ticking for a huge amount right now as the dots continue to be on him anyway, and Blast Badar's damage. But looks like Kalak does get kicked on a healing surge, so great play by Yips there. Looks like he might be, they just turn it on him, drop into 10%. He does manage to get some heals on himself. Looks like with Ascendance he's going to be okay for the time being. But Sea-Doo and Talbot and Yips all starting to drop. Talbot got a huge amount of necrotics on him right now. Looks like Sea-Doo's going to get through those with a big healing surge.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't feel like Nafig from the beach has much to kind of contribute with.
NS Hex though onto Kalak right now. This could be it for them if they can get the damage out onto either of them, but looks like they didn't really have the damage to follow that up, and Sea-Doo going to be the main target for the time being. His mana's really starting to hurt. It looks like he's casting for a Hex, but doesn't manage to get it, and looks like he really just needs to try and catch up a little bit. Needs some healing from this DK, but they have got Dark Soul back up. Yips in a huge amount of trouble right now, gets a big heal. Spirit Link comes out from Sea-Doo. Entire Team EG on about 30% right now. Not looking too good for them right now. Solar Beam comes out from Talbot onto the Warlock here, and and Yips running away, trying to put rejuice on his team, trying to keep himself up with that Heart of the Wild, help his team out a little bit. Sea-Doo in a lot of trouble though, completely tapped on mana now, while Kalak's on half still. So his entire team, looks like Talbot's going to need to help healing with healing streams, and that's what he's doing right now. Sea-Doo's is down as well, so looks like they're going to be okay for just the time being. Nature's Guardian procs, but Yips in too much trouble right now.
Yeah, the CD was stuck in a full fix it into a Hex there. He might just go down here actually. I don't know who they're actually focusing, targeting DK. He's targeting EG, he's targeting Yips here. He's on 10% HP. There's a Reaper on him, it's get this ball off, but if there was a UA there, CD might have dropped there. So this is really frustrating for Team EG. They're not having anything done here. And look
Trinket used for Kalak though, so half Hex onto him. If they can turn this around now, this will be the comeback of the century for them. They're just under so much pressure right now. Sea-Doo doing an amazing job keeping his team up. Full clone onto Kalak though. And they do use the gateway away, but it looks like they're going to push in. Sea-Doo somehow topping his entire team briefly before they're all dropped again. But Yips in a huge amount of trouble, has to pull back right now. Solar Beam comes out from Talbot again, shutting down some of that pressure. NS used by Yips there, blanket CS onto Sea-Doo. Yips in so much trouble, trying to kite this DK out off him, but looks like he's just taking too much damage and unable to really get any out. But if they can get some CC out onto Kalak, they could turn this around, even though they're so low. Yips down to 50k. Any CC on Sea-Doo could do this, but NS out from Yips keeps himself up. Sea-Doo on 10k mana. Talbot are just as low, really, but he has the mana, so he might need to start healing soon.
Yeah, and to be honest, Yips is just gonna go down here as the CD stuck in that full fix it, and that's gonna seal the deal. It's gonna be 1-1, second best of 3 here. Dark Demon Soul was available, and I don't think, even if Easy didn't die there, I think they all would have dropped. I mean, at full Demon Soul, Dot and everyone, I think it would seal the deal easily, that as well. So, so much damage, but it was almost as you said. They managed to actually come back. I mean, if you remember the game with Toxic Youth versus Team EG, it was quite similar to this. But EG managed to stay alive for such a long time, and then it miraculously landed a kill into Blackstack. But we didn't see the same thing happening today or this time, so maybe we see the same thing happen next game, because to be honest, Nafig from the beach found a rhythm of the game, but also EG had so much momentum on the start. It was unreal, like how much damage they did actually into Aramat, as he had to dark budget on like 4% HP, and then when they swapped into actually Kalak, he was on like 8%, 10% HP. So much momentum on both sides. I feel like Evil Geniuses needs to rush down. They need to actually win really quick, or else they lose. Because the pressure is gonna build up for Nafig from the beach, and if Team EG doesn't land a kill during the few first minutes, I think they're just gonna die altogether. That's simple as that. If they don't win quick, I think they're just all gonna rot and die. So what a game! What a game!
Yeah, obviously the longer the game goes on, the stronger Dots become. I mean, we saw CD ran so quickly, but kept his team alive anyway. So, if he'd been able to get a drink at all, he'd have been able to keep his team up indefinitely. It would have seemed, but pressure great from Nafig on the beach there. So, good job by them.
Yeah, definitely a really good game from both teams. It's an amazing game. One of the most interesting games during the day. As like, so yeah, I mean. Maybe EG knows what to do now. Probably gonna play maybe more offensive in the start to get an early kill onto Aramat, as they were really close on killing Aramat and Kalak. So we might just see them killing off one of the Aramat really early. Maybe he even doesn't use Dark Budgeon, as he was just about to not use it. If he had used Dark Budgeon 1 millisecond later, he would have died. So yeah, this is the second best of 3 series here. So the EG took the first best of 3 series. So even if Nafig from the beach wins, we're still gonna go into the third best of 3 series. If EG wins right now, Team Evil Geniuses, we're gonna be done. Then it's gonna be a 2-0 for Team EG. We're just gonna wait up to get killed off and start the countdown. So it's gonna go into the final of the it's actually match points for EG as well, so it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting if we're gonna actually, if EG's gonna be able to finish it off here, or if we're gonna go into third picks and bans. So, just gonna have to wait and see, guys.
Yeah, I think this is obviously EG's choice of map, so I think they do have the advantage in this game. I think Lordaeron definitely did favour Shadow Cleave last match, whereas I feel like this is definitely going to help EG. They're going to be able to Thunderstorm from Talbadar and just knock them off and just shut down a lot of pressure, really, as well as being able to push in quite a lot when they want to. Anyway, the countdown started. This game's going to start really soon now.
Yep, so we're just going to see. Also, Demonic Gateway is kind of not that good as it is on other maps there as well, so definitely a really good map for Team EG, and this is going to help them a lot. We're going to see if it's actually going to play a huge favor, and it doesn't look like Nafig from the beach had the counter or something like that, so...
Okay, they're waiting for the waterfall to go down now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
And Yips is running into the waterfall. Little cheater here, little snake. He's gonna go back, he's not gonna be a rat or snake or anything like that. So, Fire Elemental Totem has been used for some reason.
Yeah, it's the Resto Shame one, so it's not too big cooldown, so it's nice to get that early, make sure you've got that for a global. So it looks like Yips is going to be the first target, as they are going to be targeting the Warlock. Early Solar Beam onto that Dark Soul, so great play by Talbadar there. Sidu taking a lot of damage though, as he...
And he also used to trinket it. He also trinketed for instantly as well. I don't know what to trinket, maybe it was fix it, but full Hex into Kalak right now. Aramat taking the pressure early on. Aramat actually got full Demon Soul Dose on everyone, so he's gonna be doing a lot of pressure. CS is coming into CD, which is kind of interesting, because I would want to lock down Talbadar in the early start, but look at EG, they're all on 30% HP. CD got a world of catching up.
Ascendant and Healing Tide coming out for this spread healing. Looks like CD's gonna, and Aura Mastery, gonna get one heal off. 2. That's going to be enough to keep his team alive for the time being. Looks like they really need to get some CC onto Kalak though. He's just at the moment doing a great job keeping his team alive, able to just cast so much. Team EG really need to get another Hexam. There's the Saurian. Looks like they're going to be targeting the Warlock here. It's down to 60%. They can follow this up with a clone or maybe a Hex. There's the Hex, but he did get a healing tide down before that, so he's going to be fine. Team EG on the other hand, not so fine. Sea-Doo at half mana already. Looks like a full clone up following that onto RBG, Superstar, but he does onto Calip, but he does trinket that. Sea-Doo spells UA as he gets put into an asphyxiate though, so that asphyxiate not going to really have too much effect. Mana tide down from him though. Team EG really pushing in right now. Warlock down to 50%, looks like he's going to be fine. Team EG about 40% right now, and Sea-Doo needs to pull out something miraculous here.
Yeah, and there's a full triple capitalism into Armat and Kalak. Are they going to have any more CC after that? Armat dropping to 10% HP, he's going to have to use Dark Budget, and there's a full clone as well. They overlapped it with even the Spirit Link, so this is everything for us as well of Nafig from the beach. I mean, it looks like they're all fine, you know, blah blah blah, but they're still taking...
That was a hard tank from Yips, so it was really well interrupted. Yips trying to heal his team, help Sea-Doo out, but stopping that tranquility just helped so much. He has now connected back onto the Warlock. Warlock fakes his kick, so he's going to be able to cast Sea-Doo in a huge amount of trouble though. Out comes Team EG Spirit Link, so they're all going to be dropping right now. But they do take a little bit more damage inside Spirit Link, so that's going to be fine. Full Hex though onto Kala, so we're going to have to see what they can do with this. Not really too much from the start. They're going to need to follow this up with a lot of CC to get the pressure. Dark Soul back up though, so Sea-Doo and team in a huge amount of trouble right now. These dots doing so much damage. Out comes the Solar Beam from Talbodar, but Talbodar
just gonna go down. He's just gonna be dead rat against the Shadow Cleave, and that's gonna be it. It's gonna be 1-1 in the best of three overall series. We're gonna go into the third picks and bans. Such an amazing game by Nafig from the beach. And to be honest, it wasn't like people might think this looks like a real dominator, like one-sided game, but it isn't. Kalak didn't have Trinket available. Armat didn't have Dark Budget available. They didn't have any CDs available. So one more chance CC into use Kalak, I think Armat would have been dead as well. So also one thing to say, the last Hex there, if you remember, Armat was on 40% HP, but he actually Kalak actually managed to heal him up to 100%, just right the same second Kalak got CC'd. So if Kalak got hexed before, he actually got that huge heal on Armat while Armat was on 40% HP, I'm pretty sure Armat would have gone down. So just small things like that actually can change the game. But such an amazing game from both teams, and it's gonna tie it up in the overall best of 3 series, guys. Get pumped! It's gonna be 1-1. We're going into the third game, best of 3. So that's gonna be sick. Yeah, free Azael so you can throw the game. No, I'm joking. Such a good game, but it's decafly look. Okay, so do you know when you have to go?
About 10 minutes ago.
Okay, because I think we're gonna go into like a few minute break or something like that. So you can actually, it's fine if you go now, because I have actually someone else that wanna come in.
That's cool then. All right,
thanks for coming in. And do you have any last words?
Good luck with the rest of the tournament, I guess.
Thanks.
All right, see ya.
No shoutouts. See ya.